in business, just like in life, it's perhaps 2 or 3 times more important who you know than what you know. And we want to present you with wonderful opportunity and a great networking event that is planned for October 3rd and 4th. Xcelerator Business Summit will take place in Naperville very, very soon. And today we'll talk to Marthą Raza, who came up with the idea of Business Xcelerator. Martha, thank you for coming over. Thank you for visiting.
Thank you for having me here. It's a privilege to be able to talk to the entire Polish community. I've always had Polish friends. They're really, really smart. I was at IIT and I studied mathematics.
Yeah.
So there was very few people like myself that were Mexican or colored. And it was a lot of like Polish people and Indian. We're
in Chicago. You cannot go too far away from people of Polish ancestry. And we have one with us, Marcinem Łapczyńskim. Marcin is a certified divorce coach. And Marcin is somebody who actually went to the very first Business Xcelerator Summit. And Marcin will share his experiences and his point of view, why events like these are so important. Marcin, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here today, and thank you for having me on. You know what, for me, when I have met Martha a couple months ago, and I actually went to her networking event, and when I saw what she is doing, I was just blown away. And I asked myself, why don't we have this for our Polish community?
So let's start. Let's join, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be there. If not as an exhibitor, then for sure as a guest. But Martha, I want to start with you. I have a little snippet over here. Business consultant, mathematician, engineer, philanthropist, entrepreneur, author, CEO of 2 successful companies. How do you find time to do all of that?
I love it all. And when you love something, it doesn't become about time. It becomes about the end result, the goal. It's not how much time I'm going to find for it. You make it happen. So a lot of times when we're not making something happen, is because we either don't care about it as much. That's what it is.
You have a wonderful story to tell. Before we turn the cameras on, I asked you if you were born here in the States or in Mexico. What is your personal story as an immigrant, as somebody who came over to the States and had to start from the scratch?
So I was brought here when I was 1 year old. My parents migrated here when they were 19 years old. They did not know the place. They did not know the language. They came just with the dreams of doing something better for their child, because I was their only child at that point. I didn't know that I was undocumented, that I was an immigrant. And I just knew first that I did struggle with the language. I think this is what happens with everybody when they first come here. Language is the biggest barrier. And I didn't have other siblings, like older siblings, that will help me. So when I would come home, I'll come home to do my homework, and it was all in red when I came to the school. And it was very frustrating, but that was a really good thing. Like a lot of times we were like, oh, poor me, poor me. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have learned to fail right away. So I'm okay with failure. I'm okay with seeing like, oh, this didn't work, because it allows me to just go for my dreams and take the actions necessary. And knowing that failure would happen, but the faster I do it, the faster I learn, the faster I will get things done. But when did I actually know I was an immigrant? It was when I was in high school.
Really?
I've always been a school nerd. I always loved school. It was like my happy place. And I always knew I wanted to go get a doctorate in math, because I realized that a lot of the Latino children did not like math. And when they went to college, they changed majors because of calculus. I was like, oh my God, that cannot be. Math is so fun.
I'm going to prove them wrong.
No, math is so fun. I want to show them that math actually has its beauty. And if at least they appreciate that, they will pass. They don't need to be geniuses. But the factor with math, and let me tell you, is that it's the fear. It's the fear that they're afraid of failing, because they already were told since they were little kids, it's very difficult. And you are what you believe. You do what you believe. And if you believe it's difficult, then it is difficult, and you're most likely to fail. And I was actually telling that to my son earlier yesterday on Sunday. He's like, Mommy, my finger hurts. It's not going to get any better. I'm like, well, if you keep saying it's not going to get better, it won't get better. But if you change your mindset and say it's going to get better, then it'll get better faster. So that's what I learned since I was little. And I love being an immigrant. I love being undocumented because it slapped me in the face a lot of times. I got a lot of no's. I got a lot of rejects, but that didn't stop me. So even now as an adult, I do get a lot like, Martha, how are you going to produce a magazine? How are you going to produce an expo, a conference, and bring 1,000 people? People still think, how are you even going to do this? I put it out there, and if it doesn't happen, I'm going to try again every year. My next goal is 5,000. So nothing's going to stop me. And I love being an immigrant.
That's wonderful. Have you always been this entrepreneurial in a young age?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a different way. When I was 14, and that's when it hit me that I was undocumented. I was applying for school, and I was being told by counselors, you cannot go to college because you're undocumented.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, but at that time they were not trained to let students know that even if you don't have a social, you can still go to college. But as a student, if the counselor tells you that, a figure of authority, you're like, okay, I can't go to college, it's the end of my goals, and then you just have to change, right? I was like, no, wait a minute.
There's gotta be a way.
There's gotta be a way. So when I found out that you could go to college when you don't have a social security number, that's when the entrepreneurship kicked in. I'm like, okay, now I got to spread this information to all the undocumented people out there. And since I'm an immigrant and Latina, I started with Little Village. So I went to Little Village. It's a neighborhood in Chicago. And I went and knocked at everybody's door. I was asking them for money to raise money for scholarships because that was really the barrier. It wasn't because you're undocumented. It was because there was no scholarships or FAFSA that would support undocumented students. I hit it to like, this is the problem. So I was knocking at doors and they're like, we don't have money. I'm like, okay, that's okay. But let me tell you, if your child is undocumented, they could go to college. And I'm trying to figure it out to get money for your students so they can go to college. So here's the application. I went to every door. I don't even know how many doors. And I wasn't alone. My little brother, he didn't want to go, but he came. He was like, but he started liking it. I had other high school students, and then it built to a winter craft fair. Wow. We all organized a huge winter craft fair. They brought 500 guests. And I was only 14. So I've always had this spirit of like, there's a problem, there's a solution, and I'm not going to do it on my own because there's no way I can do it on my own. But my energy can start a ball effect and everybody will come in. And this is basically how Xcelerator Business Summit came to be. I had an idea and I'm like, okay, these are the parts for business. There's marketing, there's sales, there's finance, operations, and wellness. By the way, come to this event, wellness trends.
Yes.
Please stay tuned. It's going to be next year, April 22nd. So stay tuned. So those are the 5 pillars of business. And of course, I don't know everything in business, but I sought out experts in all of these business pillars. And then it's crazy because you have speakers, and now we have workshop speakers, partners, and non-for-profits. So behind the scenes, even before guests, we already have 180 people involved.
Wonderful. Martin, from your perspective, how important those kinds of events are?
Yeah, you know what, these events are very important, and if you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, then you know what, why should you come, right? For me, as a business owner and entrepreneur, I have worked with many coaches and mentors, and that type of events, right, when you hire someone, they cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Here, you are going to get so much value because, like, as a business owner, entrepreneur, we have to wear many hats, right? Hey, sales, you got to know marketing, you got to know many different things, but we're not an experts in those fields, right? So when you do come to those events, you look at, hey, there's going to be over 30 speakers from different areas, right? And there's always an area in your business where you need help with, where you're struggling, right? Maybe you are stuck. Hey, you want to go to the next level, but you just don't know how, right? So in this business summit, there will be an expert for you.
The brochure for this event is about 60 pages, 58 pages to be exact. So there's a wealth of information. There's going to be a great lineup of speakers and exhibitors. Martha, walk us through those 2 days. What exactly is going to happen on the Xcelerator?
And you know why I produce this magazine? Because there's so much in it. Yeah. And I want the guests to be proactive, to not just come to an event and figure out what to do there the day. I want you to spend time and look at this magazine and read page by page. So let me just walk you through it and you'll get the agenda in a sense. So we walk through, we welcome you, of course. And then I have the story behind how I even started the event. And there's 2 reasons why I started it. I was a business owner and I did not have I did not have a career or a background in business. My background is in math, but I sought to learn. And in the process, it was very lonely. So I want to make sure that business owners are not alone and that they're building together. The second issue was that there's a lot of lack of information out there. Like there's some gaps of information. And in order to fill those out, you need to go out there and seek that information. And I went to events, like so many events. I went to so many classes. Like I went to get the school of education on my own path, from YouTube to conferences to expos. And I'm like, why don't I create a 2-day event that has a crash course of business where you really only have to come to this event and then you will know. It's like the lighthouse to your business. So that's basically the beginning. I explain why you should come, why you should attend. I introduce my amazing team that are helping me out, and the non-for-profits. The second day, we have a competition of 15 non-for-profits. 3 of them are going to be able to do their pitch like Shark Tank.
Nice.
And the one that wins is going to get $5,000. And any tickets that you buy through any of these non-for-profits, they get 50% of the proceeds. Right. So if they sell $1,000 of tickets, they get 500. So let me walk you through the agenda. These are my partners. So there's also leaders in the community who have different groups of business owners. This can be, for example, Tony Peace. They have a community of 300 business owners. In New York, we have David. Even out of the States, he has a community of about 200 startup companies. So these are different influencers, partners who said, yes, you need to come to this event. They're inviting their communities and they're also inviting you. Of course, we have all of our amazing sponsors. We have so much support. Do you see all those pages? So the first day starts with an expo. Both days, 9 to 12, is an expo of 86 vendors. You can see this little list in tiny, 86 vendors from accountants, lawyers, marketing companies, IT companies, beauty, anything that you need as a business owner is going to be there. On the page 14 and 15, you get the entire schedule. So 9 to 12 is the expo. At the same time, there is breakout sessions, business workshops. You get to choose from 2 every 30 minutes. And then we go into the actual day. So first day, which is Thursday, is all about marketing and sales. The second day is mindset, operations, finance, and we close with a wellness it's meditation. Like everyone's going to feel rejuvenized with a bunch of information. They're going to think they're Einsteins of business. Like really. You're going to get it all. So the pages walk through the details on the workshops, and the rest of these pages are different panels. I have 3 MCs. This is how big the event is. 3 MCs, because 1 MC is just like a lot. We have a women's panel. And here on all these pages are all the different speakers, and each speaker has a worksheet. So you can have actionable items after the event. So when you go out, you know exactly what to do. You're not just going to get information and not know what to do after the event. And here, let's close up with the 2 galas. Both nights are going to close with 2 amazing galas. The first night, which is Thursday, October 3rd, we're going to have the 20th year anniversary of Family Bridges. It's a non-for-profit. So you have to get your tickets separately for these galas. The second night is Business Diva book launch and award ceremony. This is going to be crazy because I throw the best parties. You're not going to be bored. You're going to have the most luxurious meal, the most luxurious space. Like you're going to feel better than Grammys, trust me, because you're going to be in community. You're not just going to try to put a facade. You're going to feel that you're in community. So this is basically highlights everything. So if you want to know the speakers, there's their bios. If you want to be connected with any of them, their contact information is there. And even before the event, you have actions that you can do to prepare for your business success and growth.
Those galas, I think, are the moments where the magic happens.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's working, everybody's uptight, trying very hard to get new contacts, but then in a kind of laid back atmosphere, you can really talk to people and see who they really are and make those long-term relationships. Martin, question to you. How do you prepare for an event like this if you're going to be a first-time visitor?
Yeah. So for me, you know what, go in with an open mindset.
Yeah.
First thing, open mindset. And the next thing is to me is look at your business, assess where you are in the current place, and then where do you want to go in, right? Hey, what are some of the areas that you would like to address and focus on those, right? Come in as an open mind, have those actions for yourself, for your business. You know, what are some of the takeaways that you want to go in and take away where you can learn and apply to your business? Because you know what, those are 2 days that, you know what, you will get so much information. Bring your notebook, take notes, right? And this will transform your business to the next level.
I would also say hello to as many people as you can. Sometimes we walk by a booth or an interesting person and we just, this could be interesting, but for whatever reason, we walk by them without engaging. So those interactions, just be open-minded, as Martin said, say hello and engage with people. Last year, how many people went through the Xcelerator?
Last year was my first time ever doing the Xcelerator. It was 300 people. This year, we already have 530 people registered. Yeah, the goal is 1,000, so we got 400
There will
to
be
go.
more than 1,000 people for sure. And next year, you said 5,000?
Yes, but yeah, it's going to be 5,000. I'm looking for the place. So if you know of a place that fits 5,000 people, let me know.
Wonderful.
But get this magazine. Let me tell them the number.
How to get it? Yeah.
Text the word XBS24. So X as in X-ray, B as in boy, S as in Sam, 24 at 630-937-9581. I'll say it again because I know remembering that is a lot. 630-937-9581. You can also visit our website, xbsinfo.com. You'll get the link to the tickets, and you will also get this amazing magazine. So you are prepared and you are proactive.
Do you still have space for another exhibitors?
Not exhibitors.
Just visitors right now.
Just visitors.
So the event is sold out from the exhibitor standpoint, but you're more than welcome to come and see and experience and soak the knowledge.
Yeah, there's 2 ways of coming in. Actually, there's 3 ways. You can have a table sponsor where you come as a group.
Okay.
So that's the most discounted price ever. You get 5 VIP tickets or you get an option of 10 VIP tickets. And they're so cheap. I'm not going to say the public number here because it's really cheap. Or you can get a VIP ticket on its own, which will be about $383 on Eventbrite. Or you can do general admission, which right now it's about $88. So these are really reasonable prices. Marcin said it. This has cost at least $1,000 to come to an event of this caliber. And you're coming in as low as, I think there's actually a discount. There's 66 for 1 day.
One more question about the vendor. Are these business-to-business companies or business-to-customer? Who can we expect?
And the vendors or the people coming?
On the vendor side.
On the vendor side, let me say some of these names. So we got the women of Polish community, the
Polish woman in business.
Say it again.
Polish woman in business will be there for sure.
Yeah, there's a press release company called the Red Carpet Connection. We have iFlip for investors who want to invest. We have Midwest Legacy, if those that want to prepare their finances, their taxes, being proactive about taxes. We have Rocco Rescue, our children organization, which is a non-for-profit. We have Pain Productions. It's a video production company. We have photographers. We have Latinx digital leaders now. So if you want to digitalize your company, wow. Data Source Inc., if you want a big printer at a very affordable pricings. Cincino Health, organizations such as Dot Press, Soul Care Rituals, Heartland, Sandoval Collab. I mean, there's 86 of them. If you go to page 12 of the book, text XBS24 to 630-937-9581. It's 86, and it took a lot of work. But that's just one part of the event. This is a huge event. And why do I create a huge event? Because you don't want to waste your time. You want to come to an event 2 days and get everything you need to take the next step to grow your business.
Martha, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this, because this is amazing. As I said, it's just as important of who you know, what is your network, than what you actually do inside your business. Don't be afraid to go out. Don't be afraid to engage with people. As Marcin said, be open-minded, and you're going to walk out so much smarter with so many new connections. October 3rd and 4th, Xcelerator Business Summit. The website is xbsinfo.com. You have it right over there. So you can go to that page right now. Also, the phone number is right there. Do it. The ball is in your ballpark for sure. Thank you so much. Marthą Raza was our guest, the mastermind behind this event, and Marcin Łapczyński, who I'm sure you'll see again. Marcin will talk about his area of expertise. He's a wonderful certified divorce coach. Thank you so much.
Oh, I want to say something. Can you please work with Sylvia in your marketing? She's amazing. She's been helping me with XPS, and it's extraordinary work.
Wonderful.